Hi, everyone. Welcome back into Primetime TV. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville-Kelly, and with me is my partner in crime, Dennis Kelly, is back by popular demand. We have a very special show today because we want to, first of all, honor our veterans. We want to show gratitude in a number of ways during our show, and we just happen to have a veteran and a very dear friend of ours, Mr. Bill Moore. Welcome, and thank you, sir, for all of your services.
Thank you.
And his lovely wife, Leslee Ferguson-Moore, who's been a friend for, I can't even remember how many years.
Don't say that.
At least 20 or something like that? Oh, my goodness. So you guys were kind enough to drive all the way up from St. Petersburg to join us today for a passion that we are developing on a program that isn't really brand new out there in the marketplace, but it has been for us as recently. Now, many of you have seen our shows when we do Ageless Living. We share how we research the researchers, and before we share with anyone, we try a system or a product or whatever it is, and believe me when I tell you, we have many people asking us to try products, and not everything is for us. It really has to meet that criteria and actually work before we do that. And I cannot thank Leslee enough for when she picked up the phone and called me one day and said, "Hey, Toots, what are you doing these days?" Right? And the rest was history. And I'm going to kind of toss this over to you because I felt like she was reading our minds when it comes to some of the challenges that we were having in our life experience and always wanting to live optimally. As long as we're going to be, and we are living longer, we want to be healthier, right?
Absolutely.
And live a good life. So let's go back to that conversation, why you called and why you shared with me a very interesting form of help in an optimal way.
Well, I called you mainly, Barbara, because I experienced the product.
Okay.
My chiropractor told me about it, and I started using the X39, which stimulates your own stem cells. And I knew that your adorable husband, you know, was suffering with Parkinson's. And I just said, I want to come up and speak to you. If I can help Kelly at all, I just want to come up and speak to you about it. And the results I got, this is the reason I called you, the results that I got, I put the stem cell patch on one morning and I got up and the pain in my hips was gone. I have terrible pain in my hips from, I have spinal stenosis and I've also been in a car accident. So it really didn't take much to sell me that I was going to use it for the rest of my life. And I'm very familiar with stem cell injections, and I know that they're very expensive. And I don't want a stem cell injection. I just want to feel less pain. So when I came up to your villa, I remember putting the stem cell patch on the back of his neck, and it was, I gotta say, 60 seconds later, and he could lift his arm. And as it progressed, I mean, it was a lot better. The biggest thing is the mental clarity. We were just speaking about it, and the mental clarity is beyond anything I've ever seen before. And I know Kelly agrees with me on that, because that's the first thing he noticed.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
He wasn't looking for it, though.
No, I wasn't.
No, we didn't even say anything about that.
I didn't know anything about the mental acuity, but it definitely was obvious.
It was just
not a placebo effect, but no way.
No, absolutely not.
I know in my mind, I've been teaching for 40 years, and I know what pain is because I've been fighting for 40 years in the ring.
Exactly. Well, I've been fighting him for 21. Okay, then. So I was really, really excited. I was really excited. Yeah, Number one, to team up with you yet again, because we were on Home Shopping Channel together.
Yes, we were.
But to help your husband and to help you.
Well, and the other thing, the reason why I listened to you, Leslee, is because the last product that we actually launched, and we don't need to talk about that or anything, but it worked. And trust, you know, integrity is everything. Integrity, credibility, and when you have someone that shows you something and it works, you want to hear more. You leaned in a little bit more forward. And so getting back to what you were saying about my husband, and I'm going to kind of share with our audience what has been happening. About 20-some years ago, you injured your rotator cuff, and it kind of laid dormant after you went to the emergency room and you had 2 doctors push it back into place, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened after that? Just in the last year, you've been having these issues, which has been affecting your arm, your rotator cuff, when you teach Tai Chi, because there's a lot of movement there.
Yeah, I think part of it was the last time I fought 3 years ago, I re-injured it a little bit, and then that little bit got a little bit more than a little bit, and kept getting worse, like it used to be years ago. And because I thought it was all gone, all healed, but I was wrong.
Right.
That's why this is so important to me, because I don't want to go through the surgery, because most of my friends that compete had the surgery done, and most of them, many of them said it didn't get much better. And so that would be out of the question as far as I'm concerned.
So what happened when you teach, on a Tuesday you teach a back-to-back class, and I followed him with the 1 to 10, with that particular zone of voting for how 10 was the highest in pain and 1 was the lowest. The first time when you went to teach that back-to-back class, where did that pain level go? Well,
normally when I teach back-to-back, by the time I get halfway through the second hour of teaching, it's enough pain it almost takes me to my knees. But I have to go through the movements. And so and then the process after I finish teaching, it takes a certain amount of time for the pain to get sort of normal, or it isn't as bad. So the recovery is the thing that I was interested in, and the recovery was good because it didn't take as long to get back to normal. Because as long as I'm not teaching and raising it and moving, I can live with it.
So was it at a 10 at one point?
Yeah, it was before I was on the patches. It was up to a 10 by the time I finished halfway through the second class. With the patches, I would say a 6 or a 7, and then after the class, then it goes back down to almost 0 until I start using it again.
I love to hear this, but I do have to say we're not intending to diagnose or claim any pain claims. We're not claiming to cure anything. I just want to make sure everyone understands that, and everyone's results will vary from individual to individual. Now, we ran out of patches, and I wasn't real happy about that. And you ran out of patches.
Yeah, and I wasn't happy about that either.
So today, guess what we have? We have patches, and Leslie patched my husband today, and I overheard the conversation because I was over in the corner getting mic'd up. And did I hear what I thought I heard? What did you say? That the pain totally was gone, or what did you say exactly?
Well, what I'm saying is I wasn't aware of there was pain, so...
Till she put the patch on?
No. What I said, I wasn't aware of the pain after the patches.
Ah, okay.
Because the recovery area was a lot quicker, where I didn't feel any pain. Now, before the patches, after a couple hours, the pain would not be that bad.
So how do you lift your arm right now?
There's no pain at all.
Not at all?
No, and normally I would lift it, it would be a 3 or 4, or sometimes 5, depending upon the weather and depending upon some other factors.
Okay. So,
wow.
You know, I love to hear these stories, and I'll share a little bit with you on my situation too, but I also want to kind of toss over to Bill, going back to when you had a health issue. The fact that this delivery system is amazing. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, and we're also going to be tossing over to a video that will give you some real buzzwords that I know is going to tap into your emotional heartstrings to get you thinking and maybe have you understand it a little bit better. We have websites for you to go to, and after the show, we hope you'll take the time to check that out. But I want to ask Bill, you had a health issue a while back, and what was one of the first things that your doctor did?
Well, I got sick in '94, and my cardiologist treated me. I was in the hospital. I had an angiogram and all of those things. And he put a patch on me. And I said, what's that for? And he said, that'll put nitro in your system if there's something going on where there's a change in the blood flow. It'll put nitroglycerin into your system. It's like taking a nitro pill.
Okay.
It was a patch. And I put it on every morning, and I took it off every night. And I said, that's going to work? And he says, oh, yeah. He says, that'll keep you flowing. All right, fine. So then about 2 years ago, I went to the VA, and I said, my hips hurt. Maybe I need hip replacement. They did x-rays, and they said, not bad enough. I said, but they hurt. It is what it is. She comes home, this lady over here, and she's got these patches. I'm like, you're kidding, right?
Here she goes again.
Oh, yeah. It's like at a carnival, you got a carousel. Anyway, she put the patch on, and she walked by, and she stopped and just stared at me, and she said, the pain went away. I said, you're kidding? She says, no, I'm not kidding you. So I said, okay. She put a patch on the back of my neck. My hips don't hurt. Now, about 6 months ago, my oldest son was here. He said, Dad, you got to start walking. I couldn't walk 400 yards without sitting down. He got mad at me. He said, you got to walk more. And I said, they hurt. When I put this patch on, no more pain.
You walking?
I walk.
I heard you were dancing the other night.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm active. I'm vertical. I get up every morning and I'm vertical. Thank you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's as simple as that. That's my
Yes,
life.
yes.
But my lower back doesn't hurt and my hips don't hurt. And I did nothing but put this patch on every day.
And how
Yeah.
long has that been since you, because this just, what, in the last month and a half? 2 months?
45 days.
45 days.
Give
And
or
you're still doing it.
Never take, I take it off at night. In the morning, I put a new one on.
Sure.
And I walk around with no pain. I can dance. I'm still active, and I'm enjoying life.
You are, and Bill is also an entertainer, right?
I am.
And I can't wait to come down to the piano bar.
Come to my piano bar. Have
We
my
are
own piano bar.
we're definitely going to do that. And from my heart to yours, I want to say thank you so much for your service. And that's another reason why we're doing this show on Veterans Day, is to see how we may help veterans among families. I mean, there's so many people that have issues that they've tried this, they've tried that. What's great about these patches is that they're non-transdermal. It's all through light therapy, and it just makes a whole lot of sense. I do want to say that once again, everyone's results will vary. We're not here to make pain claims or treat or diagnose or anything like that, but I know that, Leslie, you have something that you want to read with respect to the company known as LifeWave. It's my new magical word.
Love it.
My famous
Ride
word
the
these
wave.
days. Ride the wave with LifeWave today, really. Let's hear what the company has actually done for our veterans, too, because this will bring a tear to your eye.
This is just incredible. And they've been in business for 15 years as well, LifeWave has. But this was back in 2013. LifeWave, a global health technology company, just announced that they will be providing a long-term donation to the Military Order of the Purple Hearts in an effort to reach veterans who have been wounded in combat but can't afford to provide themselves with pain management. These individuals live with pain from injuries sustained in battle, and in most cases, expensive pharmaceutical drugs do not provide sufficient pain relief. LifeWave's extraordinary donation is in excess of $2.1 million. And it will, it will include health technologies designed to deliver these veterans fast, natural, and drug-free relief. LifeWave honors those brave men and women of the armed forces who defend the United States, and often with their lives. And the owner of the company had more awards than anybody I have ever seen, and it's all about the product.
It is all about the product, and I love the fact that you said that is safe, there's no chemicals or anything like that that can harm us. And the one thing that I love are the buzzwords that the company and a lot of the people use. It's almost like software for the body. Mm-hmm. It's like tapping in to the life force of our own bodies and setting our bodies up as the miracle that we were born with, to heal itself. And that's it. That's what we talk about living optimally, is doing the research, researching the researchers, checking out what's behind the product, who's behind the company. Have they done their homework? This company has really done their homework, from the clinical studies to, everything is right there on the website for anybody that wants to tap in and see what it's all about. Nanotechnology, the wave of the future? Absolutely. And we're in it right now. We get a chance to tap into that. It's like the cell phone. Did we ever think that we would be able to have a phone conversation with somebody and see them? So that really surprised me. So, yeah, I know, Bill, right? Right?
We couldn't talk to another platoon 300 yards away if there was a hill between us.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Literally.
Yes.
And now you can talk instantly with anybody in the world, but we couldn't talk to another platoon 300 yards away.
Isn't
That's
that-
scary to think that we
I
lived in that line
I know, right?
and survived.
I
I never
know.
thought about that, but
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
We had to send signals off the ionosphere to get to the other side of the hill.
Wow.
It's just, you couldn't get through because the signal didn't work.
We're kind of chuckling about that, but that had to be very dangerous. I mean, very dangerous.
It was survival.
Well, they
It
didn't
was
have
survival.
sound.
It was a technology then that they used.
At that time.
At that time, it
And you
was
made
the
it
best
work.
available.
And you made it work, and that's why you're a
You
hero.
adapted, make it work.
Right? That's why you're all heroes. And I love that story. I'm glad. I didn't know that I was going to hear that. That's fabulous. But we do have a video I want to go ahead and toss to. And if we can do just a part of this video, you're going to hear a few of the veterans talking about these crazy patches. Okay? We'll be right back.
I'm J.B. Haskins. I was wounded in Korea, Africa, and Vietnam. I finally got 100% out of VA, and I ran across the life wave last year, and it helps me sleep, gives me energy, and I have a bad arm that ached all the time. It helps that too, and I've been a firm believer in the LifeWave product to alleviate constant and ongoing pain.
My name is Wayne Ridgely. I'm a Vietnam veteran, wounded 4 times in Vietnam, and I got hooked up with LifeWave last year like a lot of the other guys have. And I've got lots of troubles with my walking problem and all over the body actually. And I've put these patches on my body, and I've had very good success with them. I'm an avid bowler, and I have to put all my weight on my left side of my body, so that's a lot of strain on it. And I put the patches on before I go bowling, and the next few days after that, I'm still pretty good shape. So I'm very thankful for LifeWave to come around to me.
My name is Henry Lavin. I was wounded in Vietnam. I have a wound that for 40 years has not healed. Yesterday I had my first patch applied, and I constantly have pain, and immediately after applying the patch, the pain went away.
Hi, my name is Earl McMillan, Vietnam veteran. I was wounded in 4 Corps, Vietnam, in 1970. I'm 80% rated with Veterans Administration Service-Connected Disability. Also for leg and back injuries, numerous fractures of the spine and neck. When I first met Thomas at a patching session, I showed him a little pill box that I carry with me where I take oxycodone and also muscle relaxants. The first patching was for my neck and back, and immediately the pain was taken away. And since that time, which was about 6 months ago, I've only taken 2 oxycodone when I was temporarily out of patches. And also when I was introduced to SleepWave, prior to that, I was having to break my sleep sessions into 2 different sessions, one from 9 to 12. I'd get up and work for 2 hours, and then get perhaps an additional 3 hours of sleep. Since using the SleepWave patches, I've been able to sleep full 6 to 8 hours when I have the opportunity, and so it's been a very positive experience for me. I'd like to thank David Schmidt and Thomas Burke for all their assistance in helping me find a new way of living pain-free.
We have left.
Okay, all right.
And we are back, everyone. Hopefully that made an impression on you, and maybe we are getting those creative juices flowing for maybe you want to think and hear more about these patches. Now, we only have a few minutes with our heroes. I just want to say, even though my husband is not a veteran, he is a hero because of his own fight for life, literally, with challenges that he's had. And again, I just want to go ahead and say that we are not here to diagnose, treat, or claim any kind of pain claims or anything else, just so you know that. But I know, Leslie, you wanted to make a point for stress. Now, I don't know if you have any stress. I don't know. But if you do, Leslie just wanted to make a point while we were watching the video, and that was?
I have on the back of my neck,
Okay.
I have the patch on, and it's called Ion, and it is for stress reduction. I used it for the first time today, this morning. I had a mini stroke. I've had about 5 of them, and I always am anxious. I'm always anxious. This is the first day. This is the first day I have not had pressure in my chest, and that's a big deal to me. It's a huge deal. That's all.
And I've noticed that you're talking more calmly.
Because I'm calmer. Because I'm never calm, ever.
No, you're not. You're not.
On a
And
treadmill.
the hamster wheel.
The hamster
You're
wheel.
in and outside the hamster wheel. We all get that way sometimes. And again, I know you said that you had strokes, but we're not claiming to
Oh, no,
cure
no.
or anything like that. But I wanted to show you this patch, what it looks like. If you've ever tried any other patches and they came off, they fell off, they didn't stay on, and they were just a pain in themselves, these remain on, and I kid you not, to the point where we've forgotten to take ours off. We ran out of our patches, okay? I'm just telling you. Thankfully, Leslie had some to bring up here. We have some. She brought me the pain patches, and I'm actually going to be patching myself as soon as we leave the studio because I have had some little issues, but I wanted to just say that for myself, when I first tried the X39, and that is the stem cell that's for tapping into your own stem cells, through light therapy, all natural, organic. I mean, who wouldn't want to try these? And you know what I love about this is the fact that the company is so gracious that there is a 30-day return policy. If you want to give these a shot, you have absolutely nothing to lose but maybe the pain. I'm just saying maybe. You might lose the pain. But I had amazing results with mental clarity. Did you have mental clarity?
That was the really biggest surprise. Yeah, that my mind would be thinking like that at my age.
And how old are you?
81.
Oh, you're just a baby. How about you, Bill?
You know, I'm dreaming again.
Yeah.
And that means that I'm going into a deep sleep.
Deep REM sleep, yes.
Yeah. And I said to her, I said, man, I'm dreaming about stuff that I hadn't even remembered. But and it was because I started putting the patch on. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And yeah, and I have a lot of energy. I get up, and I'm 80. I'm in your generation. And, you know, I'm still vertical. I'm energetic, and I can pretty well... I used to run 4 miles before the sun came up every day. Now I can run between 2 light poles, but at least there's no pain.
So, and the only thing different you've done if you've patched.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
we've got 2 80-year young guys here, right? How about you with your mental clarity? I think you said that earlier.
That's the biggest thing I noticed. The biggest thing I know.
Yeah.
And the sleeping. I never slept through the night, ever slept through the night. And I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming as well.
So, and the only thing different you've been doing
The patch.
is the patches, nothing else.
Absolutely.
No drugs, nothing. And to your point with feeling like you have more energy and that, and you know, the mental clarity for all 4 of us, I mean, that's like 100%.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that when we do add years to our life, that's the one thing we want to hold on to is that mental clarity. And I think that in itself. But what I love about this company, too, is it has a plethora of different patches. And for you to see a lot of the edification and where this company has, where it's been, where it is, where it's going, you can go to the YouTube channels and see all kinds of different testimonials and demonstrations on different areas of this, that, and the other thing. And just educate yourself, which is basic. We're still educating ourselves.
Absolutely.
We're still discovering different features and benefits that gives us an opportunity to change our lives.
That's
and it
correct.
all comes from making the choice, right?
Totally.
And extend your life. Extend your
Extend
life.
your
Because
life.
Modern medicine is changing constantly.
Yes.
And, you know, we're in our 80s. Who would have believed?
I
you
know.
50 years ago, the average life was like 65.
Right.
And it's now in the 80s, which is good. That's because of modern medicine. And people have to be aware of what's going on and stay tuned into modern development. And
Yes.
this patch is just one of those items that came along at the right time for us.
I tell you, it really, it did for us too, because one of the challenges that my husband has requires a lot of exercise, and the Tai Chi and the Qigong, which he's been teaching for 40 plus years and certifying professional instructors, he must be able to move, right?
Yeah, it's important to move. Obviously, if I'm teaching people how to move and I can't move, that's a real downer.
Exactly. And as I mentioned earlier, my husband is also a hero, just like Bill is, only, like I said, it's his own fight for life. But he is a 6-time world champion in the martial arts, and he took his last championship at age 78. That was back in 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, sure was.
and that requires a lot of focus, concentration, and balance. That's what I love the most about these products, is the balance. And I feel like I have my life back more than I did before I patched. And that's what my husband said too. So if you're looking for something, you haven't quite found it, you really ought to take a look at the information on this, because it's all provided on our websites that you'll see going up here in the lower thirds. But it's exciting to have you guys here. We have only a few seconds remaining. I want to thank you again for your service. I can't thank you enough. We are very supportive of our veterans. And when we discovered this and did the research and found out the information in all of the documentation, the clinical studies, everything that has been done, the patents, this thing is worldwide. And we want to bring that to you from our TV platform right here on Primetime TV. We're going to take a brief little time out. We're going to let the boys go and let them go have a little chat, and we'll be right back. More on Primetime.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Danziger Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week of 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to...
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
You're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into Primetime TV. We have such a great show here today, and I want to thank, in case you're just tuning in, I just want to thank everyone out there who is celebrating our Veterans Day today, and our gratitude and appreciation goes out to all of you. Thank you so much for serving our country. And I'm Barbara Marville-Kelly. I'm one of your hosts today, and we also have our guest hosts, Miss Leslee Moore.
Hello,
Leslee
Barbara.
Ferguson-Moore.
Ferguson-Moore.
And can you tell we've known each other for forever? She's going to be back on Women Unscripted, too. That's going to be a hoot. We also have Felicia Wilson.
Hello.
It's so great to have you with us today,
Thank
too.
you for having me.
I know. What do you think of the show so far?
It's fun.
It is fun,
Yeah,
right?
it's fun.
Yeah, and from the heart.
Yeah.
We're all from the heart, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say and what brought you involved. And again, if you're just tuning in to Primetime today, we're always here live at 5 on Mondays, every Monday. And today we're talking about something that has been very near and dear to our hearts, aside from Veterans Day and celebrating the wonderful country that we live in. You know what? There's a lot of people out there that have challenges, many, many challenges, whether it's pain, discomfort, lack of mental clarity, or whatever. We have discovered something, and I know that everyone will get different results. They all vary. You know, there's no two cookie-cutter human beings. And we're not here to diagnose or make any kind of pain cures or disease cures or anything like that. I just want to make sure that you understand that. But it's very interesting the way we actually share our stories and how they are different.
That's
right?
exactly right.
So, Leslee, I'm going to have you share again coming up, but I want to give Felicia a little time here to talk about, did Leslie call you like she called me and say, hey, Toots, what are you doing?
Yeah, hey, Toots, pretty much, yeah. I thought I was special. I guess she calls everybody Toots.
I did too. Now she's got me calling my dogs Toots. So, oh, now John's in my ear saying, wait a minute, he's not Toots either?
Hi, Toots.
So, give us your story when she called you.
Well, Leslie and I have known each other for a couple years now, and I don't know if you actually called me up to tell me about it or if we were just talking and you were saying that you'd found this really new, awesome company and it had a fabulous product. And you know, I'm always a little bit skeptical, which I think is a healthy thing,
It
right?
is healthy to do that, yes.
So I went with Leslie to a meeting, and I was really impressed with what I heard. And the people who were giving their testimonies were I was like impressed. And these were people, these were professional people, and they knew what they were talking about, the science behind it also.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Key word, the science behind it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So give us a little example on what impressed you.
Well, the company's been around for 15 years. This gentleman has many patents under his belt, and he has these other patches that have been around for a while who are being used by sports people. The technology is just amazing. I was surprised that I hadn't heard about it, but apparently the X39, the stem cell activating patch, has really brought them to the forefront because this is so timely. Stem cells they're the future.
They are the future.
They are the future. The problem is, for a lot of us, they're just very expensive. They're not covered by insurance.
That's true.
And it's injections. Some people just can't get over the shots. You know, they don't want that. You're activating your own body's stem cells.
So that's what you started with, the X39.
The X39.
Okay. So what? Give us your testimonial.
Well, I kind of laugh. I'm pretty healthy, so I don't have any of these major issues that I have to deal with.
Well, that's good.
It is great, but it's not like I have this awesome testimonial. What I can tell you is I was listening to somebody talk about they had a inflamed lymph node. I want to say it was onyx, and she put the X39 on her inflamed lymph node for a couple weeks, and she said it shrunk. It was almost gone, and she's had it for years and years and years. And I was, doing some reading, and it's, supposed to help with your skin. it does what your body needs it to do. I have a lump of scar tissue on my shoulder that was really, I'm probably the only one who noticed it, but it really bothered me. It was probably the size of a pea. And I thought, I wonder if this will take care of it. I mean, maybe I can get rid of it. So I've been wearing the patch on that lump of
whatever it is, right?
It's scar tissue for sure. I know it is. And it is 95% gone.
And that's all you did?
That is all I've done.
No
There's
creams, lotions, potions, pills, none of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, and about how long has that been?
I'd say 2 months.
2 months.
2 months, but every day, putting it the same place.
That's exciting to hear that. And again, we're not making any claims here. Everyone gets individual results, and I love to hear that story. So I think I can see why that smile is on your face.
Yeah, I mean, when you have something that you know took away something that has been bothering you.
Yes.
And then you know, what else is it doing?
Yes.
You know, that's the thing. It's doing things that we don't know. Stem cells can be duplicated to any other cell, like a kidney cell, a skin cell, a liver cell. That's what they do. They duplicate. So your body is using these stem cells to heal things that you may not realize need to be healed.
The way I understand it, it goes into the body and where it needs to go.
Exactly.
And it does its magic. It sets our bodies up as the healing miracle. We were all born miracles. Our bodies were born to heal itself. And with the technology that David Schmidt, who is also another hero, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart from what I've seen in just a very, very short amount of time with the testimonials that people are sharing. That's why we are doing this show. In fact, I scheduled this and totally didn't think that we might have more viewers that could watch the show if they weren't out spending time with their family and other veterans and going to the beautiful ceremonies that have been going on all day today. But you're going to be seeing us talk more and more, and we're going to be bringing Leslee back and possibly yourself if you have the time to talk more about this, and we will hopefully have more guests that will actually come on from the company itself.
Yes.
And I do ask that when you see, we're going to give you the links to go to each one of our links to educate yourself, because there is so much information there that we can't possibly share that in a show today. But I'm going to kind of toss this over to you, because a question came to my mind when I was talking to you in the first segment with our husbands, is what part, did you go to the company, the website, and get the information on all the, I mean, the list of clinicals and the patents and all that background?
Actually, the first thing I did, because my chiropractor told me about it, that's the first thing I did. I said, yeah, okay, let's just see the research and the clinicals. Let's see what's behind this man and his company. Blown away. And then I went to YouTube, and I went to LifeWave testimonials for knee pain, for veteran. Like I put various things in there, and I started hearing these stories from, probably as much as 10, 12 years ago. Phenomenal stories. And they're just real people. I mean, they're not paid by the company.
No, they are real people. And
real
that's,
people.
That's what you love to hear. And I remember when we first when you brought me involved, to get involved, I was doing the same thing. So Leslee and I were tag teaming each other. Did you see this video? Did you see that? And I have to say, animals, horses. There's horse videos on there, and you talk about a placebo. You cannot. An animal does
you
not
can't placebo
fake that.
Right.
And there's YouTubes on there that they were doing these demos, and they go ahead and touch the horse, and you can see it wince in pain. And then after the patching, it was like, really? Seriously? So all of these different testimonials, the background, and David Schmidt's presentations, the company is so pristine, and that's why I'm here to talk about it myself. And I know just about a week and a half ago when we ran out of the pain patches, but I found one. It was hiding in the little corner of this package. And I said, Kelly, my husband, I said, I'm taking this because I don't know. I was helping our daughter-in-law move, and I did a little lower back, this and that. And I am not kidding you. I put that patch on. This is the X39. I haven't even tried the pain patches yet. And I put that on my lower back, and I'm going, no way. It was gone. It was absolutely gone. And I left it on for like 2.5 days because I just forgot, and I'm going, oh, this is like comfort food.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like comfort food. So I'm glad that you shared that because it means a lot to have credibility and integrity with a company that is bringing out this patch. And you look at this patch, and as Leslee calls it, it's a power patch. A power patch that can really transform our lives. Because when you stop to think about it, when we're in pain, we're in discomfort, are we down on the floor playing with our grandkids? Are we running up and down the soccer field, cheering them on? We're sitting in a chair, if we can even get to the chair, from the house to the car to the soccer game. Does that make sense?
See what you have to look forward to, Felicia?
Oh, maybe not, though. Maybe not. Maybe this is preventative for Felicia. Yeah, I think we have a little bit of time on you, my girl.
She got lots of grandkids.
Do you?
I have 4.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Gosh, she looks like a teenager.
Yeah. You're my new best friend.
So we've been talking about our heroes. Your husband, giving him such accolades for being a hero in being in the service on Veterans Day. My husband wasn't in the service, but he is a hero in his own fight for life and trying to, do the best he can to stay above board. And we're always looking for alternatives. And we research the researchers, and we did just like you did. Because, both Leslee and I have history, as many of you may or may not know. I was a show host for the Home Shopping Network for 15 years, and Leslee came on, and we launched an anti-aging product for the skin. Did very well with it. So we are both schooled in what the skill sets are to be able to do our own homework for ourselves personally. I mean, it gets embedded into your brain. And so my husband being my hero, and he is a sport figure. And as I said in the first segment of the show, he has taken 6 world championships in the world of the martial arts, and he took his last one at age 78. And I'm not saying that to brag or impress you. I'm saying that to make an impression so that you know that his training and focus and concentration has been the law. It's been the law for him. And so when he gave his testimonial on the mental acuity, that's a big deal for everybody, not just those of us seniors. Oh, did I say? Oh, I didn't say that.
Don't include me in that.
But it's a fact of life, right? But think about it. If we have some alternatives, but my husband, and this wasn't even when he was on the patch yet. Oh my goodness, I'm really concerned he's going to start talking about competing next year. He'll be 82 at the U.S. Open. Don't be surprised if I pick up the phone and call you. But the reason why I'm saying this is because we do have some very familiar athletes out there on a video that I want you to see, and I want you to really hone in on the opening of this video. It's a quick little clip, and it will be on our websites, and we do have Facebook pages as well that you can check out. We'll give you that. But we're going to toss to that video. I want you to go ahead and listen to this, and then come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about sports and athletes. Okay? So as soon as that video is ready.
Nanotechnology is the way of the future.
A way of wirelessly transmitting information into the human body using organic electronic components. You can put the patches on the human body, you can see an effect.
Soccer player David Beckham is arguably the most recognized athlete in the world, and even he's wearing the patches. The world's windsurfing champion clearly wearing the patches on his knees. Sean May wearing the patches when he was the MVP for the NCAA champions. Here's a national champion weightlifter using the patches. Esquire magazine ranked them as Performance Enhancer of the Month. ESPN, the magazine, did an article on the LifeWave phenomenon.
You know, last night we showed you that even Pop wasn't quite sure just what those bandages are on Tim Duncan's chest, but our viewers knew the answer. They're called LifeWave Energy Patches, a revolutionary new medical discovery.
It's so new, so great, so wonderful. How do you measure it? There is an immediate autonomic nervous system response within 5 minutes. And that is powerful scientific information to offer.
I've been doing this kind of testing now for almost 8 years, and I can tell you, you don't see these kind of results in 1 or 2 weeks.
There are a lot of products out there, folks, but there are very few companies who support their products with quality science.
We tested the LifeWave product and we found that it made a significant change within 10 seconds in the cytoskeleton. And let me tell you, that is profound.
So this is not so much a stimulant, okay, as more of a way to balance the body and bring the body back into harmony.
That which seems extraordinary today will be commonplace in the future.
When I got them, I tested them. I took it for what they said on the phone call to me that they would work, and I absolutely tried them out, and they did.
This is a new technology to provide people with energy, well-being, improve sleep, improve skin quality, relief of pain, relief of discomfort, and you just can't stop the truth.
And we're back, and I am impressed with that. How about you?
Fabulous.
So, I mean, we're talking about MDs, professors, David Schmidt there himself, who truly is a hero for bringing products that can make a difference in your life. I mean, think about it. I took some notes on this with, like I said, MDs, professors, champion athletes. Champion athletes. It's all about the nanotechnology. It is the way of the future. I like to say the wave of the future, hence LifeWave, ride the wave of LifeWave. And I love it when it said software for the body, for the human body.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all, you know, technology is changing. And I'll tell you, I was very resistant with technology. I mean, my husband wouldn't even go on our new computer, right? He wouldn't.
Really?
He didn't want to deal with it. But if you're going to improve and evolve yourself, you have to go with the technology. The digital age is changing on a daily basis, whether it be social media, whether it be the way we use our phones, all of that. Well, why wouldn't the technology be different for our bodies?
That's right.
And we don't know unless we try it, right?
Well, what's exciting too is there's no side effects. You know, you see all the commercials with, you know, the drug, and then there's 500 side effects, including death or possibility. There's no side effects for this patch.
And I'm glad that you said that. How many of us have used the transdermal patches? I have, right? And I'll tell you, when I almost came close to using one when I ran out of the patches, but I didn't because I didn't want to put that into my body after I felt that the X39 was doing its job within a very short amount of time. I am so sold on this, and I don't mean S-O-L-D. I mean sold like an S-O-U-L-E-D. It's in my heart because of the technology, because of how this has been developed, and it's such... Some of the technology is not like today, but some of you, it's brand new technology because you're watching the show for the very first time being introduced to this. LifeWave is a phenomenon. It truly is, and I can see this company, I mean, look what you read in the first segment about what they have given to our veterans. I mean, the Purple Heart, that is amazing, and really giving back. So it's a company with heart and soul. The studies that they've done, significant changes within 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
Imagine if it was at all possible for you to take this crazy little round patch and it stays where you put it. Imagine if you were to put a patch on and get results that you were wishing, hoping, and dreaming for. It just might do the trick for you. And again, we're not making any claims to diagnose, cure, or any kind of disease claims like that. We need to say that to you because everybody's results vary. I mean, from the three of us, we all had three different testimonials. The boys had their testimonials. But you know what I found very interesting was what your husband said about when he went to see his doctor and he put a patch on him. And that was what, 15 years ago?
Oh, a lot longer.
Longer
ago.
than that?
Low, 30 years ago.
And it was to deliver what?
Nitro.
Nitro. So patches have been in the medical field for a long time, but here's the real kicker on this. It is new medical technology. It's FDA approved as a medical device.
The energy
Classy
patch,
energy
Michael
patch.
Phelps, and all of the ones you just saw, Michael Phelps, David, they're all wearing them.
See?
But that is the one that is FDA approved,
Isn't
yes,
that
as a medical
amazing?
device. That's a big deal.
It is a
To
big
get
deal.
a patent like that,
I know.
mean,
So you really kind of have to know a little bit about what you're doing.
yeah,
right?
I would say he probably knows.
Exactly. So I know that we have just about 6 minutes and a few seconds remaining. I'm going to turn this over to you girls and just jump in. Anything else you want to share on what maybe you missed out, or I don't want you to think about it after the show. Anything else?
Yeah, I actually do. Felicia and I have done some, events, and I
Yes.
was at a clinic in Tampa, I don't know, probably about 2 weeks ago, and there was 3 nurses in there, and they came and asked me about it. And the one girl goes, I have a migraine so bad, and she has them all the time. So I took the ice wave, which is for severe pain,
Yes.
chronic
Yes.
pain,
Yes.
and I put it right at the
That's
stem.
this one here.
Right here on this. She cried. She did. The pain was gone in probably 30 seconds, and obviously she's taking it every day now, using it every day. And another girl had horrible hip pain, and the same thing. You get instant results. I mean, everybody maybe doesn't if it's really severe.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yes.
I was doing New York on Friday night, kicking my legs up, and I mean, I definitely hurt on Saturday morning.
Sure.
Put the pain patches on my hips, and pain was gone.
See. And
So-
again, individual results will
Yep,
vary.
and
Yes,
Felicia,
yeah,
the show. you
Yeah,
did.
I patched 2 ladies. I patched more than that, but the one lady told me that she had gone to the ER. She has a, her rotator cuff is really giving her a lot of trouble, and she'd been to the ER and gotten a lidocaine patch, and she told me that the patches I put on her were far superior as far as relieving her pain than even the lidocaine patch. She was so excited and so impressed.
See, because there's so many side effects for those transdermals, and I know myself, I put one on, and it was a huge, like, for the low back at one time, and it made me feel really creepy. That's the only thing I could explain about it. The patches didn't make me feel that way. And
No.
so I guess as we're closing down the show, what I can say to you is this has been kind of a lighthearted show to just start the introduction to LifeWave technology and just say, what if you were to try these patches and perhaps get some results? It may just help you with any pain. It may help you with your mental acuity. I mean, how many times do we have to walk back and forth from one room to the next to remember what we went into the room for?
Don't say that.
Raise your hands, right? And or just being able to get down on the floor with your grandbabies, or like I said earlier, going to a soccer game, or just living your life the way it is meant to be lived. If you are a dancer, if you love to get out and dance, you like to bowl. I mean, I've heard so many testimonial stories. You may want to look into these patches and see if they could be something for you. And we have a new year coming around the corner. What is your 2020 vision for 2020? Because mine is riding the wave. All the way, baby. Riding the wave of LifeWave. Because I'll tell you, when it comes to feeling miserable and discomfort, I mean, doesn't it affect your mood?
We don't have time for that.
No.
No, we got other things to do.
No, we're too busy.
That's true. And time is our most valuable commodity. And that's one of the reasons why we took time today to bring this technology to you, and what you choose to do with it is certainly up to you. And I do want to say that when you purchase, you have a 30-day return policy. So it's money back guarantee. If you would like to get a hold of any one of us gals, you'll be able to do that. I'm going to give you my website, which is Stem Cell Breakthrough, spelt BREAKTHRU.com. Felicia, yours is?
www.lifewave.com. Is that / F. Wilson.
All right. And Leslee Moore.
Power of our patches. .com.
So you can check out and reach any one of us. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
I need to Facebook you. That's how new all this is for us.
Yeah.
We've been Facebook friends for a long, long time. And so you can go ahead and Facebook friend us. You can also go to Stem Cell Breakthrough on Facebook, and you'll see some of the videos and some of the different people talking about what kind of results they're getting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, give it a shot. Give it a try. Right, girls?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
positively.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Positively.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 87, so look at,
Wait.
Okay. Really?
I'm 105.
These girls.
Top
And
this.
would you say you get your sense of humor back, too, maybe?
no, I never lost it. Never lost it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Never lost it.
I cannot thank you girls enough, and I know we're working events in the communities, and we will be posting them out on Facebook, and we will let you know, and all you have to do is get a hold of us. We'll be happy to share even more in depth, because we have to, we have a quick 1 hour to deliver as much as we possibly can, and there will be more education. This was just, like I say, lighthearted, and I do want to send out another great wish to all of our veterans out there,
Yes.
and hopes that we can help you as well in some way, shape, or form. Do get a hold of us, and just think about it. Think about what life would be if you could live more optimally. And I think that's going to be a wrap for us on Primetime today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. God bless.